So we begin with Unreal Engine 1, and this is around 1999-2000. This works with a system called Constructive Solid Geometry, and what that means is you start with a solid block, and then what you can do is you can subtract shapes out, and you can also, if I just make a smaller block here, you can see I can add and remove geometry. It works much the same way as if you were building things out of clay or something, or all of your levels are built this way effectively. So if you were making a corridor or something, if I go reset, I can just move this over. Whoops, move the light, hang on. So I can just move it this way, hang on. Build out a corridor, and so on. And so something else you can do is, like, if I want to stretch this, like so, make a long corridor. I can also do stuff like, I can move this, I can make a slope, like so. And that's the basic setup. So I can play this. I can run down this slope. So that's pretty much how it works. That's the constructive solid geometry for you, and all the levels are made this way. So they're either built by adding or subtracting shapes. So you can get a bit more fancy, like adding textures for walls. I just like add a ceiling. Let's see, we've got a ceiling texture. Yes, we have ceiling. Let's do eyeshadow detail. Let's do 0.5. So this is the same corridor after just adding decoration, basically. So most of it, again, is just constructive solid geometry. Some of these things are very basic. So they're mostly just cuboids, but together with a bit of lighting. So we've got like a red warning light here that then illuminates with red from below, some blues and greens above, So the combination together with the yellow gives this kind of much more interesting look. Oh, I've managed to wall slide, so I've got jammed. Okay, so there's a bit of a bug there. So I've made a sloped floor here, but for some reason the player movement thinks you're stuck somewhere in here, so that needs some revision. I was just trying to get fancy by having a 2-level floor, but that didn't quite work out. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how you go about decorating your spaces. So there's no, unlike later games where you can bring in meshes and stuff to build the whole sort of geometry of the level outside using other tools. Pretty much what you're using here is just the CSG. But you can still do a fair bit. I mean, again, this is only like half an hour or so of messing around. But yeah, most of it's just playing around with the lighting and stuff.